Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Carlisle and I'm here with Ralph Price. This is the Carlisle Price Show once again, coming to you for our second episode. We're here with Conservative New Media today, and what are we going to talk about today, Ralph?
Alright, so today, for this new year, we're going to be talking about some predictions for 2011. And don't get me wrong, I want this to be a pretty good year, just as much as everybody does. But, with the way things are going, I'm saying the future looks pretty bleak. Wouldn't you say so?
I'd agree. I'd completely agree. I say that a lot of our problems, even though we have a new Republican Congress coming in, they're fundamental problems that need to be addressed not only over the long run, but problems that are big problems. And I don't think these new congressmen are going to want to take them head on right now when they come out the gates.
I think it's going to be the same either way. I mean, let's just be realistic here. But anyway,
what do we have first on the list today?
Okay, well, one of the first predictions is the public will begin to buy gold. And I mean, this is pretty much a no-brainer. Gold's skyrocketing, the price are skyrocketing, and so is silver, along with any other commodity. Okay,
well, so I think gold's going to definitely rise too. I mean, people are already buying gold. It's already up to about $1,400.
About $1,400. Actually, let's change that. It's not so much gold, but silver, because silver is pretty much the common man's.
Definitely silver.
Yeah, it's the common man's.
So, well, my projection is I think by 2011, gold is definitely going to hit $2,000 in 2011. That's my prediction.
And also my prediction would be silver will hit easily around $45, almost $50 an ounce.
So we're predicting gold 2,000 and silver $45 to $50 an ounce.
Yeah.
It's a prediction. We'll come up and check on this later at the end of the year. But what do we got next year, Ralph?
Okay, the next thing we have is food inflation will become America's. It will become even worse than it is now. It will be
we're talking about the price of food, basic food like bread,
basic food, bread,
some basic eggs,
meat,
milk.
Okay,
so what are we looking at? What are we looking at?
Let's put it this way. I was in Walgreens the other day, and I went to go look at the candy section, and what a candy bar usually costs was 60 cents for a candy bar. And then when I went to the store, it cost $1 for a candy bar.
Okay, so we're already seeing the expense of inflation. Well, I definitely think food and prices are going to go up too. They're already going up. You can see across the board, whether it's wheat, whether it's beef, whether it's the hard grains that people buy on massive scales, they're all going up.
Yeah, they are.
So we're predicting there's going to be greater food inflation, and that by the end of 2011, people are going to actually start complaining about it more than they do today, because while the prices are going up, you don't hear on the news or much people complaining about the price of food.
And the thing is, agriculture only makes up about 2% of GDP. So let's say there was a big economic crisis that hit America. That would mean that there would be no agricultural production to sustain the American economy. There would be there would be not enough food to go around for anybody to buy or anybody to get. Okay,
so what I predict happening is I think, yes, we're going to see massive food problems. I think basically what we're predicting is that food is going to be starting to get greatly talked about in the mainstream. Everyone's going to start talking about the prices of food by the end of 2011.
It's going to be bad.
Okay, and I'm also, just to add in on here, I think that on top of that, the food section that we were just talking about, that farmers are going to start mainly complaining because
and especially with the passing of that food modernization bill.
Modernization bill, the food safety bill that just passed.
Another thing on our list is how U.S. home prices are going to fall.
Okay,
so you know, bad year for the realtors, bad year for anyone who's in the housing industry, because you know a lot of people are being optimistic with that housing prices are going to go up, but the truth is, when you look at the signs, they're not going to go up.
Okay, so what we're saying is basically that housing prices are already lower than they were, but they're still artificially inflated up. The government is still greatly involved. Houses are still held in bankruptcies, not being released in the market.
Yeah.
What I'm predicting is that housing prices are going to drop even more in 2011, and that the recovery is nowhere near, because we haven't even experienced the full effects of the crash, even though people feel like the worst of it is over. We still have Fannie Mae, and we still have Freddie Mac.
And that wouldn't even be the worst of it, because remember, there's a lot of mortgage fraud issues that are going on. A lot of banks, when they were messing with the derivatives market, they were owning maybe 20-30 banks owning a single house. So
exactly.
When the worst of it comes, you'll see banks.
So we have the note for everything.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we have in a problem in the United States is we have the house note, the bank note.
Yeah.
But it was sold on the derivatives market.
Yeah.
And now there's 5, 10, 15, 20 banks all over the world that think they own the same house.
Yeah, because each of them somehow held a promissory note because it was divided up when they were messing with the derivatives market.
That's our prediction. What's next?
Okay, and our last prediction is QE3. We're going to see a QE3 by the end of this year.
Okay.
Because when we take a look at QE2, it's already made its way into the system. Right now, lately the stock market has reached its peak again, which is over 11,700 points, which was its level back in 2008 before the market crashed. So once it makes its way to the system, I think the Fed is going to implode the market again with another large supply of money.
Okay, so
and this time, I think this is going to be the last thing we can see before the market actually collapses.
Okay, so we're talking about QE3. I mean, I think they're going to do this. This is basically what it looks like. Ben Bernanke's goal is to actually devalue the currency.
Yeah.
Because by devaluing the currency, it's easier to pay off your debt, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we're thinking QE3. This QE2 is just about to go through, and it's going to really feel the effects. And that's another thing that contributes to the raising prices we're about to talk about is the expanded money supply backed by nothing.
See the expanded money supply, a rise in stock prices, but when you see all these rise in stock prices and increase in money supply, there's no effect. You don't see any job growth, you don't see any economic growth, there's nothing.
Okay, so basically we're predicting by the end of 2011 we're going to already have another QE3. Economy is going to be huge. Another thing that you can look at the implications is if they start QE3 by the end of 2011, it won't get into effect right around the middle of 2012, and that's right around election time, so they might want to try to pump up the economy so that it's not the biggest issue in the election.
Yeah.
But I think the American people are smarter than that. I think you YouTube are smarter than that. I think that the conservative new media listeners are smarter than that, and we know that the economy is the #1 issue, and the government involvement in trying to micromanage and regulate the economy is the biggest problem we have in the United States right now.
Yeah, so now this is the most major issue, and we got to stop this before it even happens.
All right, so those are our predictions, and that's it, conservative new media. This is the Carlisle Price Show coming to you with our second episode, and we'll see you next time. All right.